I wanted to do a little review of the television show Kid Nation's fourth episode entitled "Bless Us and Keep Us Safe," which was a episode that centered around the children's different religions, their different religious backgrounds, their the differences among different religions, and unity and what can bring the different religions together. And in case any of you don't know, Kid Nation is the show that's about 40 kids from around the world, males and females, and they're trying to rebuild the city, Bonanza City. And they come from all different walks of life, and they're all different races, and come from all different kind of backgrounds as far as like how they were raised and things like that. And this episode was really interesting to me because it focused on a really hot issue, which was religion. Religious differences naturally broke out from the group of 40. Some atheists, some Jewish, some Christians, some Muslim, some Hindu, and it was just really interesting. And I want to quote a couple of things from the episode. Sophia, who was 14 from Florida, said, "Look at the world. Religion is the main thing that's splitting us up. It's starting wars. It's making people kill each other." And then Alex, 9, from Nevada, this kid is a genius. Like, what really touched me enough to make this video was this kid Alex, who said some really amazing stuff, and I'm gonna tell you what he said. He said, "There's a lot of things that are central to all religions, and we can just focus on those things instead of focusing on the differences." Again, there's a lot of things that are central to all religions, and we can just focus on those things instead of focusing on the differences. And that just blew my mind that this 9-year-old came up with the solution to war. And I think it's really powerful seeing a 9-year-old improvise something like that. So one of the great things about Kid Nation is you can purchase it on Amazon. They have the unboxed video player, and it's $1.99 for the episode. And I bought the episode, and I was definitely satisfied with my purchase. Then Alex goes on to say, "I don't think there's any reasons why there should be any arguments or yuck stuff about this." And then he does a survey about everybody's different religion to get an idea of how many different Christians there were, how many different people that celebrated the Jewish faith there were. And then Olivia, who's this Christian, she's 12 years old, from Indiana, said she thought it was pointless to have to hear things that other people thought were true that she didn't because she was Christian. She thought it was pointless to have to hear things that other people thought were true, but she didn't. It's pointless to have to hear things that other people think are true, but you don't. Why is it pointless? Obviously, we're dealing with a child here, so I'm not being critical of the child, but it's just interesting because children tend to be more honest and more upfront and blatant than adults, because adults have all of these conditions and conventions and things like that that prevent them from communicating to each other openly and honestly. And so it's just interesting, why would she say that? Well, she's obviously regurgitating something that she heard the way that she was raised, whether it was from her church or from her parents. I'm not going to assume, but I go back to what Alex said, that there's a lot of things that are central to all religions, and we can just focus on those instead of focusing on the differences. And if a person like Olivia was just willing to focus on the things that are central to all religions, and the things that make them all great, and the reason why billions and billions and billions and billions of people have been religious I think that she might get a better handle on what makes her religion so great. What's interesting today, kind of unrelated to the Kid Nation episode, was I picked up Biblica, which is the Bible Atlas, and I thought it was going to be like $300. This thing is intense, and it basically shows you all the places in the world where all the Bible stories took place, and how the spread of Christianity happened. And I got it from Borders for $50, and it's just really interesting. But what intrigued me most was I was really interested in finding out where the Garden of Eden is located in the present day, and the answer might surprise you. It definitely surprised me, and it kind of goes a long way to explain kind of why we're where we are at in society as far as religious warfare and stuff like that. This really blew my mind, and I'm going to share it with you. The contemporary location of the Garden of Eden. The verb from which Eden derives never occurs itself in the Old Testament, and the inability to ascertain the precise nuance of a given noun has given rise to a number of geographic misconceptions. The word Eden may derive from a Sumerian root, Edenu, that defines the steep land of the Mesopotamian valley. The word also appears in Ugaritic literature, where it denotes a place that is fertile and well-watered, a connotation the Bible sometimes also attaches to it. The garden was said to have been located in Eden in the east, Genesis 2:8, and an initial observation suggests a possible location for the garden, somewhere in the Mesopotamian valley. So I want to go back to in Eden in the east, and then they show a map of where they believe that the fertile crescent is, that the Garden of Eden is often referred to. And so there it is. There's the fertile crescent, right? And it's kind of interesting, right? Does that resemble anything to any of you? You have Babylon. You can't read. It's the light's bad in here. But basically, you have Babylon, and you have the Tigris and the Euphrates, and you have the Fertile Crescent, which is where they believe the Garden of Eden to be. And then over here, basically, can't focus, but it's a map of Iraq. I'll get a picture of this. Yeah, it's a map of Iraq. So, according to this interpretation of where the Garden of Eden lies, it's the most fertile land is actually in Iraq, which is kind of interesting. So anyhow, I just wanted to recommend seeing the episode Bless Us and Keep Us Safe with Kid Nation, because it's pretty amazing watching a bunch of kids come together and represent what they personally believe, and then what they are misrepresenting because they don't have any adults in the city with them. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you.